Hey guys, it's Kelly Bro with Redbird Ministries, and I want to go back to the beginning of 2005 whenever we found out that we were pregnant with the twins. So we got these little frames. I don't know if you can see. This was Emma, and this was Talon, and I gave this to Ryan. I love my mommy. I love my daddy. Both of them say I love my daddy on them. And it was so meaningful to us to have these ultrasound pictures, even, we're 14 years past that, to just remember whenever that life began and how valuable that was. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about the fragility of life and the openness to life. I had a priest that told a friend of mine, and she shared it with me, to be open to life is to be open to death. And we're not open to death. Like the world, our culture wants to fast forward our grief. And I just don't know how to meet us in those needs. When you haven't lost a child, it's hard to wrap your mind around what happens in loss. It's so profound. I can remember days feeling like this is just so unfair that just people don't understand. But then you're so grateful that they don't, because to understand, you would have to live through this, and you don't want people to understand this pain. And so while we're fundraising for I Give Catholic Giving Tuesday on December 3rd, is so that we have the resources, the tools for our grieving families to be able to go into people's homes virtually and share their love, their loss, and their redemption. It's super important because our world doesn't understand what we're going through. I've had people that have shared, with me just some profound scenarios that they've experienced of people that have told them things that really have added layers to their grief, things, I think I shared it in our other video, have you gotten over the loss? I've had someone tell me that their family told them to quit acting like a victim because they were tired of it. I had one family that told me that their family told them, why is she still crying? It's none of these emotions and these feelings that grieving families go through are wanted. It's the exact opposite. We want to feel better, but we don't know how. So we need a ministry like Redbird to exist inside our church that provides truth and really teaches our family. Whoa, something happened back there, but I don't know. I was in the storage area, so obviously something's stirring back there. But just a space that our families can actually be authentic in their grief and to learn that one, what they're experiencing is normal, for them to not feel so out of place in their grief, that they are surrounded with people who understand, arms that are open wide and ready to hug them and just accept them for what they're feeling, and to really be intentional on, walking with our families. Redbird, I always say this, Redbird shows up when everybody else quits showing up. We always have lots of support, early on, and not to bash our families, just life continues on, and a grieving family, grieving couple is stuck, and they don't know how to become unstuck. And you need someone who can see through that fog to help them along the way. And so these videos, this ministry, these resources that we're creating, they're very important. They're important for all of us. you think of child loss just, under the age of 18. Our oldest family that we've supported, their son was 41. So we support from conception till natural death, regardless of the age, as long as the parents are still alive. And that includes, like I was showing you, that includes in the womb, because to be open to life is to be open to death. And we as a pro-life church are not good at walking with our families through the openness of life when death occurs. So I really encourage you to find in your heart to help us. We really need support. We are only a quarter of the way to fundraising to create the course, not to sustain the ministry. We raised $25,000. We have about another $75,000 to get our methodology, our research, our platform built, because when someone in California loses a child and they don't know someone in their community that lost a child, they'll be able to go online on our website and search, and they'll be able to pull by category. They'll be able to pull if it's a single parent. We want to provide a full, extensive support mission and ministry. We want to be that touch from the church to the households, to the families in need. The biggest touch that we're missing is that support. That's one of our biggest touches. We support our couples, before marriage, and we have a lot of ministries that walk with couples after marriage. But there's no ministry in the Catholic Church that speaks to the heart of the grieving, the families who choose life and have to live with the cross of death. So I really ask you, I encourage you, I'm really speaking from my heart and just putting it out there that we really need support. If you know anyone that you can share this video with, even if it's $25, we need all donations from $10 to $100 to $500 to $1,000, or if you are a family that can help us profoundly to help us seed this course production that we're trying to do. One of the things that have been asked was, like, what is this going to look like? There's still a lot of things that we don't know, that God has not revealed to us, but we have been able to hire a company who has done this for the last 17 years with Catholic ministries, who is guiding us. They're leading us through these discussions of how this is going to look on a national scale. So right now, while we serve local, our anticipation is to serve the whole church, and that means the whole church. If that means like maybe possibly, transcribing this, I don't even know if I'm using the word right, into other languages, translating it into other languages. That's a possibility too. So I just ask you really to look into your heart. If you've been gifted with blessings of healthy children, alive children, lots of children, because I also suffer from infertility. I've been really, it's been really heavy on my heart these last couple of weeks, going into my 40th birthday in February, that the possibility of not having another child and only having one has been really heavy. And so I've been asking for prayers, and I continue to ask, for prayers, and just to help me carry this cross, because it's very heavy. So please, if you can help us, look into your hearts, and like I said, $5, $10, $25. If you can afford to help us with $100, $500, $1,000. I know there's families out there who can afford more, who may have been not asked yet. So we are processing what this is going to look like, and hopefully by the beginning of December, we'll have a video to show y'all what we've been working on and what we anticipate this production to look like. So I'll leave you with this. You know, St. Catherine talks about like hanging yourself on the cross and not avoiding suffering. And she says in Jesus that you will find, you know, you will find the grace to lift it up. And so I ask that you all just pray for all of our families at Redbird, that God will give us the strength and the grace to lift our cross and to walk towards him, because, you know, in suffering, we experience the passion of Christ. And so we just ask for your prayers, your blessings, and if you can help us financially, we ask for that too. So God bless.